Firstly, I don't even know what I'm going to title this video, but I just know that it's a very personal topic and it's very sensitive. A lot of people who this is going to touch are people who actually are actively looking to change their life and live the best possible life that they possibly can. The idea that I had in mind was substances, mind altering substances, alcohol, drugs, particularly weed. I'll talk about my own experience and how it ruined my life and stunted my growth over the past 5 years. So let me start this story by saying 5 years ago, that was in 2019. This is 2025. So that was 2019, 5 years ago. I started smoking weed very consistently, and it was in high school that I learned this habit, dirty habit. And surprisingly, at the time, that was the time when I was getting my first motivation to become somebody in life. Because the time leading, before then, before the year 2021, I was pretty much just existing. Issues to do with the future or what I'm gonna be or who I'm gonna be, who I want to become, the person who I want to be, the person who I was supposed to be. It was kind of, I never thought of it because I was 15 years old and below. And, in a 15-year-old's mind, nothing much matters. I had a family to look after me. I never slept hungry. I have a hardworking father who managed to come from very low echelons of life to at least be in the middle class where he can be able to support me, my siblings, and my mother. And he's doing quite well for himself. He goes out of the country a lot and stuff like that. So I really had nothing to push me into wanting something more with life. So at 15, I was quite stagnant, didn't really know what to do. 16 years old in 2021, I started smoking weed because of influence from friends in high school. Now, the thing is, what I need you to know is, I thought it wasn't a big deal. It started just like playing, right? Like something that was just as a joke. You smoke with your friends, you laugh, you feel a little bit funny, you go home. And that was life. Until I noticed to say some days I would genuinely not want to do it. Like I would be in a hurry, I would have something to do back at my place. But the thing is, I would always get this unspeakable craving to just smoke that particular day. You know what I'm saying? Like at 16 years old, now I'm 21, but 16 years old, I was getting these cravings to smoke. So, what this did was it made sure that I started smoking every single day. Because I never even had to buy any weed at the time. All I had to do was just knock off from school. The moment school ends at 12 p.m., I would go out with people. It's not very hard, especially in African schools, to notice the kids who are stoners. The moment you just knock off from classes, you can see them making a line and going towards some bushes or some maize fields to go spark up. And I'll just basically follow them. And, people don't stinge weed. Like we say here in Zambia, you can't stinge death, right? So we go there, we smoke up, we smoke up. Every single day it becomes like that. And then one day I get caught. I don't really remember how my. Oh yeah, I remember. I got addicted. Okay, I wouldn't say addicted, but I became so used to using weed, right? Smoking weed particularly, to the point where I wanted to get high all the time. At 16 years old, that one day I had some of my own weed. I came back home. I waited up until the evening, and the evening is a place where I can't step outside because of various reasons, right? Of course, mom is going to be, well, what are you doing outside? What? So I had this genius idea of going to smoke up out of going to smoke up in the bathroom, not outside, but in the bathroom. I know that was the point where it started burying my brain underground, right? I started losing my skills of reasoning. I sparked up in the bathroom and I put the towel on the door, like under the door, so that nobody in the sitting room can get the smell. I sparked up, and then all of a sudden, uh, okay, I remember two instances. That's why I'm hesitating. I don't remember which one came first, but I remember this one time when the person who was working for my mom at the time, house helper or maid or whatever you want to call it, was like, "Hey, what's that smell?" And got the attention of my mom, who was like, "Open up." And, she found the smell and the bathroom filled up with smoke. And that was like very disappointing to her. And the second time they caught me was when I had already finished taking a bath, and that was like later in the evening. And mom was just passing like through the bathroom, and she could basically smell it, and they were both like, "Oh my God, he was smoking in here." So of course I had to face consequences for that. They beat me up. They tried to help me. They even took me all the way to like a hospital to get myself checked and to get myself counseled and assisted. But the thing is, I didn't follow through with that, right? I told my father to say it was difficult for me to quit at the time, and I was still 16. And he did everything he could. I was even given medication, risperidone and diazepam. And time went on. They thought I stopped completely. But because of myself and the people around me and the environment I was in, I continued. And this time I kept it on the low. It was low key so that my parents don't ever find out. I kept on doing it until slowly but surely, that was all I was doing, right? Like, I am blessed by God to have this intellect and this body that allows me to not look like a complete retard all the time, especially even when I'm indulging in substances. So it was easier to hide it compared to most people. I did it for 5 years in a row. Now I'm 21 years old. And I haven't made any progress in life. I started my main YouTube channel for animations when I was the same 16 years old in 2019. That's when I started that YouTube channel. I tried grinding on it, I tried everything I could, but I wasn't blowing up, and I was wondering why. I wasn't really seeing it. It's like my brain was blocked. I wasn't operating at my maximum capacity, at my full potential. So my growth was stunted. Then there was also my academics, my studies. I wasn't performing well in my studies at all. I started in grade 10, right? Started smoking in grade 10. So the whole of the time from grade 10 all the way up to the time I graduated high school, I wasn't doing well in my studies. Of course, when I did my GCE exam to compensate for the failed grade 12 exam so that I could rewrite it, I got all distinctions, but that's not the point that I'm trying to make. What I'm trying to say is I have lost years of my life to this substance. It basically clouds up the thinking. It takes away your emotions, your sense of time, your sense of purpose, your energy. It's a huge energy sponge. Right now, the way I'm making this video, the time I was smoking, I wasn't able to sit like this and just make a video because I didn't even know that I was planning to make a video right now. I just literally sat down and started recording, right? It's something that I didn't even know I was going to do. I just sat down and started recording right off the cuff. That's just how sharp the brain becomes after I stopped using weed. And how many days has it been since I stopped using weed? Drum roll, please. It's only been 3 days. That's how recent it has been. And I already start to feel this huge sense of drive and determination towards my goals. In 2023, I started a marketing agency and I called it Phoenix Media Growth. 3 years of having that 3 years, 2 years, is it three? 2 years of having that agency. I had not made even a coin, not even $1 from that agency. But I paid money to have a website put up, even a domain. So you can imagine how crazy that is, right? That for 2 years of having an agency and sparking up every single time, I had not made 1 inch of progress, not even a penny. Do you see how crazy that is? 5 years of having a YouTube channel, I did not blow up. 2 years of having a marketing agency, I did not make a coin. The whole time I was in school, the only time I performed well was when I had tuitions, and I feel like it was even divine intervention that I was able to pass that. But all in all, to say you are a complete pussy if you are still smoking weed. Because all you're doing is you are selling away your you're giving away, basically, not even selling, because you're not even getting paid. You're giving away your social skills, your confidence, your finances, your mental bandwidth, your energy. You're giving them all away for free. You're basically paying to have you're buying social anxiety. You know what I mean? You're buying social anxiety, you're buying lethargy, you're buying lack of energy, and you're buying your time to be wasted. That's basically all that you're doing. It's not gonna help you, it's not gonna make you any creative, it's not gonna make you into a better person. That's just what it is. It is what it is. I mean, look at the leaf of the cannabis plant, right? The leaf. Doesn't it already look like the Baphomet symbol, right? Like the head, the ears, and the horns? It's satanic. Okay, I don't know how true that is, but that's always how I've imagined it, right? So, it's basically something that is going to ruin your life in the long run, stealing your future happiness. If it's something that you are super used to, you are going to defend it. If I'm right, you are going to defend your habit. You're going to go in the comment section right now and start saying I'm tripping and it helps you and it's medical to you and it takes away your anxiety and depression and it helps you be more creative, especially you fucking musicians, right? You're a rapper, right? I'm a rapper myself. You can check Triple K. You find my songs. You're a rapper. You're gonna say, hey, it helps me write songs. It helps me come up with titles. It helps me come up with interesting lyrics. It's lies. It's deceit. It's self-deceit. Everything that happens because of the weed that you smoke only makes you think you are progressing when you're not. Every time I smoke, the day would pass by and I wouldn't even feel how that shit passes by. You just get surprised, time is elapsing, time is elapsing, time is elapsing. And all of a sudden it's evening. And guess what? You haven't even achieved anything, you dumb bitch. Look, you're smoking, right? You're spending money. You're spending hundreds of dollars a month on this substance. But you're broke! I'm sorry to say it, but somebody has to say it. You're broke because you're using these substances. If you saved that money and used it to do something online, run a business, buy yourself something nice, invest in yourself, get a decent haircut, do something with yourself. fact, even just buy omega-3 capsules, like anything just to put back in your body, bring back to yourself. You can't do that. You'd rather spend hundreds of dollars a month on taking your potential away, taking everything that you could have been, throwing it all away. That's not how it's supposed to be. So basically, what I wanted to do with this video, excuse me, I just wanted to show you something. What I wanted to show you is not here. So basically, what I wanted to do for this video was I needed to give you an exercise that I need you to follow. I need you to go 10 days. 10 days. I'm talking about only 10 days without the substance. If you can't go 10 days without it, you're addicted. And you know what happens when you're addicted? You need help. And if you don't get help, you'll be a junkie, you'll be a nobody. And even if you're watching self-improvement YouTube videos online, they won't help you. Even if you pray, it won't help you. You are gonna suffer. You're gonna die poor. Your future wife and your future children are always gonna resent you for the rest of your life because of your current decisions to keep sparking up. It doesn't seem like a big deal right now, but the time will come when you realize that you have wasted yourself. You have wasted your time. And most importantly, you have wasted the time of everybody who's ever helped you progress in life. You wasted the time of your girlfriend or your wife. You wasted the time of your child, your future children. You wasted the time of your parents, the people who raised you from the time you started. You've wasted the time of your teachers who tried to educate you in high school. You've wasted the time of the lecturers who stood in front there and actually told you everything that you needed to do to become a successful person. But you know what? You will die broke if you continue being an addict. But if you can go 10 days without it, then stop anyways, because you just have a bigger chance of running away from it. Because what is the fucking point in waiting for yourself to be addicted? Even if you say, I can go 10 days without it, alright, good then. It means you have a chance. Take it from me. Take it from somebody who's given away years of his life to this substance. Stay away from it. It is only going to destroy you. It's not worth it. Don't smoke weed. If you haven't started, don't stop. If you're already smoking, stop for God's sake. Stop. Just stop. I don't care about how you feel. I don't care about your withdrawals, your cravings. For the sake of God, I'm even getting emotional for telling you this. I am literally warning you. I'm on my knees. Stop. For God's sake. Stop. It's only going to ruin your life. It's only going to ruin your life. That's basically all I had for this video. But all in all, what I wanted to tell you was that it's not worth it. Whether it's weed, whether it's alcohol, whether it's cigarettes, whether it's especially pills, right? If you're taking pills, I don't even know what to tell you. You're going to end up in a mental ward. You're going to end up in a mental asylum because of your own activities. And when something bad happens to you, whether you get arrested, whether you get imprisoned, whether you die even, because these things, they even write them on the packs to say this shit will kill you, right? I don't know who's the fucking bitch who's been telling them to say no, the weed smoke doesn't affect your lungs as much as the cigarette smoke. It's all the fucking same thing, man. Weed contains nicotine, it contains tar, and it's still carbon monoxide. You're literally roasting up your lungs, and it's making it hard for you to think. And you think you're gonna be rich someday, you think you're gonna be a millionaire someday. If you don't stop, then you're gonna die in the trenches. And your children are gonna ask you to say, Daddy, I went to school And my friend's daddy is doing so well in life. He has the latest PlayStations. They live in a big house. His father drives a nice car. But look at you, daddy. You don't have anything. You don't have a car. You don't have a house. You still work at the same shitty job. What went wrong, daddy? And why are you always smoking, daddy? And then you decide to beat your child up for that? Will you really blame him when he asks you those questions? For God's sake, stop.